essentially, because pretty much knitting, that's all it really is. It's just code and mathematics in a way. So it spit out these things, and then they put them in I think it was a Ravelry group, and the community in there tried to, I mean, they knew ahead of time that this is what this was, and they tried to knit them, and they nicknamed the whole effort Project Hilarious Disaster because, you know, really the code hasn't, like, it doesn't really make anything real. And they posted some pictures in this article of the different, you know, things that people have done. And it was kind of funny. How, I mean, they said they had to do some major interpretation to kind of get some of the patterns to work right. But it was just kind of interesting just to see what it came up with. But I thought that was interesting that this could be a route where we could all of a sudden, maybe someday, just have bots that are creating patterns that we're using. That'd be weird.
It would be weird.
But I think kind of fascinating at the same time. I was tempted to try and see if I could find this group and see what patterns I could find and try and make some of them, because that could be a nice little challenge when I'm in a funk. Of course, then I'd probably get frustrated and just throw the whole thing away.
That would be a very sad loss of yarn.
Well, okay, I wouldn't throw it away. I'd rip it out.
Okay, all right.
I won't go that far. I mean, hell,
right on, like, it's just scraps.
Right. It's hard enough to, like, when you've got, like, maybe a couple of feet of yarn still, it's like, oh, but this was a nice yarn. I don't want to get rid of this. So I have, if my yarn stash, I've got one shelf that just has all these teeny tiny little sad balls of yarn that I don't know what to do with yet.
Why are they sad?
Because they're just sitting there. I'm not doing anything with them.
Like, put them in a jar and they can be pretty decoration or something.
Well, yeah, but they'd have to stay, like, in my office again, because my wife would be like, why is this out? This is supposed to be in your yarn area. Oh, well, such is life. So what have you been watching lately?
Well, my mainstay, of course, is all of the crime shows, all
right.
of the NCISs.
I see a pattern here.
Yeah. I mean, I did grow up, you know, my first books when I was a kid were Nancy Drew, so I kind of tend toward the crime and mystery stuff. But what else? Well, of course, there's the new season of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh, my God. I don't even know how I feel about this season, to be honest.
Well, it's early days.
It is. It is very early. And it's like, I'm a diehard fan. I've seen it since I've watched it live since the very first season. And I liked the early shows. There was something raw about it and new. Like, you knew it wasn't like a super high end production, but it still was really good to watch. I don't know. Something feels like it's missing in this new one, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm not going to say I don't like it. I'm still enjoying it. I don't like some of the older queens from the first few seasons, like, they knew the history. They knew where they came from. These newer queens seem like all of them are all like, I grew up watching Drag Race and so I wanted to be a drag queen. But they don't always know the history, which I think is a little sad, but it is what it is. And did you watch the one where Vanjie, you've watched that episode where the first one that was let go, right?
Yeah.
I did not. And you watched the one where they were talking about Michelle leaned over and kept saying to RuPaul, Vanjie. And she's like, you better stop. I didn't understand why she kept saying her name over and over again at the end. I really didn't. I feel like I
have no idea.
Well, and I think most people didn't understand what was happening. Like, we were missing some sort of insider joke, or maybe that's her thing at the end of all of her shows. I don't know, but something just like, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So who's your favorite queen so far?
Ugh.
Right? Like,
I really love Eureka's personality.
I do too.
We'll see. Wait, I don't know if I like any of them all that much.
Right. Neither do I.
And they all are sort of all. I mean, there are some things that I appreciate about some. Ms. Cracker kind of cracks me up.
Yes,
which is a good thing. But I don't know. It just seems like there's so many.
Right.
I don't think that I can quite nail down much yet.
Right.
But
and usually I pretty much can kind of pick a favorite from the first couple episodes, and so far I can't figure out anybody yet.
Yeah.
I kind of like Yua.
Yeah.
Only because Rue keeps making a joke, or Michelle made a joke. She was trying to say something. Yua. That was kind of funny. Yeah, I'm looking at the names here.
Yeah, I just pulled up. I really want to like Blair St. Clair. Although out of pictures. Drag, he looks like he's 12. So it's a little weird to me. But
oh my God.
Then
there's the one that's super buff.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. And of course, none of these articles that I'm pulling up have any kind of picture, so I don't even remember who that is. But yeah, I was like, wow. And what did you think of? Let's talk about All Stars 3. How did you feel about that one?
I like how it ended up.
I did too. I was,
I think the thing is that I still haven't seen all the seasons, so I hadn't seen a lot of them before.
Right.
So to me, they were all new.
Right.
I think it was the first season of All Stars that I've watched.
Okay.
So I didn't realize that the format was going to be a little different.
Right.
With the queens themselves taking each other out. Well,
and that was new since number 2, because the first All Stars, it was, I believe, the same kind of format where it was they had to lip sync for the life, and then they were, pared down. And then in season 2, they did the lip sync for your legacy. So for season 3, that was nothing new in this regard, but it was still fairly new. But I was really surprised at Dela leaving. I think she could have taken it and won the entire thing.
Yeah, that was disconcerting, might be a word. I don't know.
Right.
But I mean, I think it's one of those, it's like any other reality show that I watch where it's always a little tough when someone takes themselves out when, other people would have loved to have been there, or other people are fighting or whatever. I got it. But on the other hand, it's kind of like things that bothered me with the Celebrity Big Brother. Right.
And I like that both of these All Stars and the Celebrity Big Brother, that they feel like more shortened version.
Yeah.
Because sometimes these, like, regular Big Brother can feel like it's just dragging on forever.
Well, because it is. It's 3 months long.
Yeah. Well, but even in the early days of Big Brother, they did it similar, where it was like Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
It went bing, 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 every week. It was just really fast. And so it wasn't as many weeks. And now I think for the regular Big Brother, now it's only a couple days a week, I think.
It's still 3 nights a week.
Okay.
But it's still, yeah. I mean, it still seems like, I think if the weeks were more like 4 days,
right.
But on the other hand, in the Celebrity Big Brother was on during the Olympics, right? So they were on almost every night of the week because they could get some ratings where they're not going to get ratings with their regular TV shows that aren't on.
Right.
So, with regular Big Brother being out in the summer, it's not as much of a problem.
Right.
But it's all about the ratings, right?
Yeah. and I liked how short it was. I'm still tired of the fact that they seem to be using the same set of games over and over again. I mean, they'll change out the theme of the game, but it's essentially the same game.
Yeah.
And it's like the first half of the seasons, it was always a different game. It always felt like it was a completely new game that they were going to play this week, or for, whatever, HOH or Veto.
Yeah.
They didn't repeat things that often. And I missed that because it showed a lot of creativity on the producer's part of coming up with something completely new. But now it's like these contestants, they kind of know what to expect. Like, oh, it's that game. I know what I have to do here.
Well, yeah. Which, there's sort of, on the one hand, I appreciate the people who actually prepare for those games, and then other people are, they've never watched a season of Big Brother in their lives, and so they have no idea what's coming.
We know exactly which two people you're talking about. Wait,
I'm sure I remember.
You mean I had to vote? I voted for him to stay.
Oh, from Celebrity, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh my God.
Celebrity folks in a smaller house with a shorter time frame, and people just a couple of the contestants not having the faintest clue of how the game works all.
I want some of those,
let alone the individual games.
Right, and like some of those, I want audio clips, like of the one guy going, "What's a back door?" Like that is a loaded question right there. But yeah, it was like, how can you be on a game that you don't know a darn thing about?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That was weird.
Yeah, which kind of explained in the one case in particular why, he ended up kind of wanting to get voted out, because I don't think he realized he was going to be sort of trapped in this house.
Right.
It was only 4 weeks. I think it was about 4 for them total.
Yeah.
But still, I don't think he realized kind of how intense it was going to be.
No. And yay for Ross for totally like really getting that information out of Omarosa.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Omarosa, sorry.
He was my favorite thing about that show.
Oh God, yes.
I don't even know, like, what would Celebrity Big Brother be like without Ross Matthews on it? I don't know.
Right. And it was just like some of his diary
he needs
ones.
to be on every season.
Yeah, he does, because like his diary notes were hysterical. Like, oh my God, I got H&H.
Mm-hmm.
He was just adorable to watch. Totally. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why I think I like that he's on Drag Race, so we get more Ross.
Right. Yeah, I don't know where he came from, but he's one of my favorite.
I think he started out on Jimmy Kimmel, Conan, one of those late night shows, as not a sidekick, whatever they call them. You can tell I don't watch these shows.
Yeah, me neither, really.
But apparently that's where he started. And then from there, he got, I think, a lot of red carpet work through E! So.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was known as an intern and a correspondent for The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
There
where
you
he
go.
was known as Ross the Intern. I do kind of remember that a little bit. But
Yes.
I didn't watch that regularly.
No,
but
neither do I. I'm at work already, so. Yeah. Now, you had one more comment about Drag Race, right?
Well, like, what's her name? Did I still have the page up? No, of course. I closed the page with their names on it. But the gal, the one she's from China, but she has a Japanese drag name.
Yua.
Yohua.
Oh, I had her name a minute ago.
Yeah.
Yua. Yeah, it's just Yua.
It's okay. Every vowel in like if it's a Japanese name, every vowel is a syllable.
Right.
Whether it's attached to a consonant or not. I'm like, what's that other thing called? Well, anyway, like, for instance, like, she's really pretty not in drag.
Right.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not much work needed there.
Right.
No illusion really needed.
No. Some of them are, and it's kind of freaky.
Yeah. And whoever it was that said something about when Blair got out of drag and turned into a Boy Scout, I'm like, that's so. It's like, that's exactly right. Like a 12-year-old Boy Scout.
Right. What was the one? Is it Cameron Michaels? The one that's the pumping iron one. And when he got out of drag, and so he was like, "Whoa, damn! I didn't know that we got a trade up in here." That was kind of funny. I
Right. Well, I didn't rewatch episode 2 yet, but I just finished rewatching episode 1, and I had forgotten about that whole thing where, like, I think it was Yahoo again, like, could not tell any of the black ladies apart.
No, yes. Oh my gosh. I was like, really?
Are you Mayhem or no? No.
And they called her out on it too. I thought that was funny. Right?
We all look alike.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was good.
That was good. I mean, you do look different. I mean, most of them look different in drag than not in drag. But...
Right. Well, and I think sometimes that's funny because, like, even
she's 22
halfway through the season, even when they're out of drag, sometimes I'm like, okay, which queen are you?
Oh, but Aquaria is even younger. It's 21.
Yeah.
Ugh, babies.
What do you think about that whole